You're listening to Only in Seattle.
So you've got two kind of moving pieces to your puzzle. Most importantly, you've got the property. You got to analyze that. Does the deal make sense? And number two, you got to analyze the borrower, who's either the flipper or the builder or the home builder. How do you go about checking out those people? What's your criteria? And how do you go about making the decision, yay or nay, on this deal?
Yeah. So, it's interesting because everybody you obviously want to have a good borrower, you obviously want to have good collateral and those types of things. Yep. But our main goal is our exit strategy. And so
an exit strategy
meaning how are we going to get out of this transaction?
How do you get your money out of it?
And so we reverse engineer everything we do. And if we get comfortable with how we're going to get out of it, then obviously everything else needs to come in line as far as the property, the location, the borrower, and those things. But we need to know, if it's someone that's going to keep the property and move into it, that we believe and that we know that there's financing available to the best of that the world lives at that 12 months down the road, that there's financing available that they can go ahead and qualify for. And so we'll go ahead and we'll stress that loan based on, loan to values and interest rates and those things, credit scores. So if the value comes in a little bit lower, if their income drops a little bit, if rates go up, that there's a couple ways that they can go ahead and get out of that as far as the financing goes.
And how do you know what the value is?
Well, we use this, I guess, since 1997, and we don't do much business in Tacoma as of late, but we use most of our stuff goes through Reynolds Kline Appraisal, and they've been a great partner of ours. And, I always have this conversation because we're a private lender, but we're levered with the bank as well. And so, your company gets probably 90% of the business that we do. And as a private lender, we can go ahead and pick and choose who we want. And I've had many conversations about, why do you give, most of your business to Reynolds Kline? Because at the end of the day, I feel that they are a partner of ours and that they're not going to go ahead and lead us astray. They're going to give us the straight truth, good or bad, and that's more important to me than, price or speed or anything else that goes.
Not that our price or speed is bad.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, but it's, it's just, more of a partnership, and we value that as far as a company. Yeah. Because we all can make a mistake, and it's always better to have eyes, looking at it on different ways. And so, I always tell people I've never lost any money, as far as I've made a decision that I shouldn't have, but we haven't lost any money doing a deal that they've, valued for us. So,
and you guys have been a great client, and the reason we like working with you is because we are put in a position where we have to actually do our job and tell you what our opinion of value is, because you guys have your own money, whether it's your own money or your investors' money, on the line. And if these deals don't work out, I'm going to hear about it. Hey, Sean, you said this was worth XYZ. We've got it on the market. It is not selling. What's going on? Yeah. And you and I have had many conversations where you're like, on your end, you're like, I feel there's more value there, and I'll be, it might be, and I agree with you. However, what I can support on paper with an appraisal is XYZ. Here's where I'm at, Brent.
Yeah.
Beyond this number, it's kind of like, I agree with you. However, this is what I can support. And those are the numbers you need to make your decisions.
Yeah. They're good, candid conversations, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a massive difference between dealing with somebody in private lending and dealing with most residential lenders on the appraisal end, because we have to go through management companies where we can't have any conversation at all.
Right.
Like none.
Right.
And so I've lost the ability as an appraiser to be able to actually talk with people who know their stuff.
Yeah. And so that's why we wouldn't use a management company as well, is because we want to have that relationship.
Right.
And we need to know that we're getting the straight scoop on our deal.
Right. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when our next video is out.